What's up, guys? I'm back. It's been a long time since I uploaded a video on this channel. Most of the videos I posted been workout videos, not really how to, but more of just me doing my thing in the gym, just showing certain things that I could do that might be more than the average of what you see most people do, and show you like the level of ability displayed while doing it, just to show like, all right, I'm not just telling people stuff and saying things like, oh, this works and that works, and but I never really applied anything, or is what I've said and what I've done has been applied to where that's why I put it out to people and tell people like, look, I've done this, and the way I've gone about it is doing this. But also, I wanted to say I might start uploading videos of more how to, and just like a mixture of things. Or I might add another channel, like two separate channels, or a couple other channels for other things that I have. Depending on if everybody wants me to put everything on this one channel, I'll do that. But if not, then I'll just keep it like however. But basically, I'm coming to you from, you know where this place is. I most likely feel like you could get a hint of where I'm at. Like, not like my exact location and nothing funny like that, but what room I'm in. And this room here, the kitchen, this here is the room where the abs get made. The thing about abs is this. A lot of people say, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up. But then they say, oh, I want to be big, and I want. It's like they say they want to do all these things, but they think they could do it all at one time. When it's like there's a way to go about that if you're really serious. But if you're just starting out, it's like you gotta start baby steps, like one by one. And the thing is, like for abs, is made in here, the kitchen, not the gym. Like I'm sure some people heard that. There might be people that haven't heard that. But yeah, like the abs is made in the kitchen, not the gym. You can do 1,000,000 crunches a day, and if you're eating, like your calorie intake is more than how much you're actually burning off each day, you're gonna be gaining. Like it's like, if the way that you lose is to take in less calories and burn off more calories, so your body doesn't have excess, it has less. So you burning off more than you taking in, your body starts to eat what's on itself. So that's how you get rid of that fat. But also, you still have to eat. Like, you can't starve yourself if you want to lose weight. Can't say, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, I want to lose this much or whatever, I'm gonna stop eating, or I'm not gonna eat certain things. Certain things it makes sense to stop eating or to slow up. But there's no such thing as like no carbs. Like, carbs are in everything. So it's like, if you're gonna eat, it's the type of carbs. Like, if you eating pasta versus like a fruit, it's like you're gonna have the different results that come with that. So it's like the pasta is gonna stay on you longer because it's processed. It's not like a natural thing. So when you have something like a fruit, it's more readily available because it's actually natural. Your body can absorb it faster. So you're gonna be able to use that and burn it off. So when you eat, your eating is supposed to be for your energy. Like, it's not just to be eating because it's 12 o'clock or it's 6 o'clock or whatever o'clock that you eat your breakfast at. Like, it's, or your meals, like your specific meals. You have to have something that you put it in you so your body can be mobile and it burns it off. You don't want it to be storing. Unless you're trying to gain weight, you don't want your body in storage mode. Because when you don't eat and then you eat stuff that your body doesn't readily absorb, a lot of time it says, I'm starving, let me get some food. So I'm going to hold on to whatever fat and trap these things because I need something to feed on. Because I don't know when you're going to eat. So that's how your body reacts to you when you don't try to eat for working out and losing weight. Also, the thing about losing weight, you have to still work out. Like, You don't have to do crazy heavy weights, but you still have to get some type of moderate exercise with your weight training and some calisthenics, which is your body weight, and stretching and other things like that. You don't just do straight cardio all day, every day because you're trying to lose weight. What happens is you'll lose a lot of water weight, you'll lose some body fat, but the thing is you're not gonna get toned. You're not toning up. You're not toning your physique up. You're just making a space in between the fat and the skin and the muscle that becomes greater as you lose some of that fat and that water weight. But if you're not doing anything to tighten up the muscle and strengthen the muscle and tone where it's going to make the skin tighter around it, you're not going to have a toned physique. You're going to look soft. And most likely you'll have a lot of excess skin if you do this also. But depending on how much weight you actually have, that will dictate excess skin also. Because if you have used over whatever amount, because different people body handle their weight gain different, and how fast they gain the weight varies on how their skin actually stretch with them. So and genetics plays a part, in age, and also a lot of other things. So a person might have a lot of weight that they accumulated in their midsection, where the midsection, the skin stretches, but like if the skin stretches too fast, then after a while there's a certain level of excess skin that's going to accumulate from having that stretch be there for a long time and maintain, to where they're going to have to get some type of surgery. Like sometimes people lose weight and then they have what you call a skirt around here because it's a lot of excess skin on the midsection. So sometimes they have to go get surgery to get that cut get it removed, and then like the muscle that they develop underneath is able to show because it's actually like pushed up against the skin because the skin is actually tight again. So basically the thing is, you can't starve yourself when you're trying to lose weight and get abs. You have to do a variation of exercises also. This is the thing about like the body. Like a lot of time you have people say, oh, I'm trying to get abs, and then they say, oh, I did this and I did that, what else could I do? And then like sometimes you ask them, what did they do for this part? Like, what did you do for your obliques? What do you do for your suprailiac? Which is what they call the love handles. Like that part of your abs, it requires a certain type of exercise. The type of exercise you do is when you hold the weight in your hand, and in one hand at your side, you have one hand like this, and then you go over, you stretch like while you're standing up. That gives you that activates that muscle right here, the suprailiac, which they call the love handles. When you do that, you squeeze that muscle. So that motion is required to work that part of your side of your abs, a part of your obliques. The upper part is more of twisting, like a twisting motion. Twisting motion and like diagonal motions, like that. So when you're doing your regular top and your middle ab, which when you do a regular crunch, that activates that. When you do your knees, not knee raises like knee lifts where people have they hang from like what they call a captain's chair or Roman chair, and your legs hang and you lift your legs up. That's specifically is for the taper. So you get more of a cut down there. You don't get the lower ab. The way you get your lower ab is from your knees being at waist level and lifting them up towards your head. So the higher up you lift them and your lower back curls towards your head, that's activating your lower ab. That's how you crunch your lower ab. So when you go like this, you crunch at the top and the middle. When you do the opposite with your lower body, you doing the lower ab. So you have to do all three. Well, 1, 2, 3, and then you can do that V taper, the leg lifts for the V taper. That would be 4. So you have to do those movements to develop your abs, because basically when you develop a muscle, all you're doing is showing your separation of each muscle further. Like as you progress, like the separation becomes more apparent. Like, so the more you do one part of your body, the more that part actually stands out. So the more you develop it, it's gonna show. So you develop the suprailiac and your obliques more, that's gonna show if you don't do your regular core as much. Like you're gonna see cuts more here, but you might not see it hit like in here as much because you didn't develop that. That's like the perfect example when you see some guys, they have crazy arms, but then when you look at the rest of their body, it doesn't really look impressive like that. To where it's like, that means they focused a lot of their time on their arms and got their arms to a certain extent, and they keep trying to further progress it, but they haven't had their body catch up to any of it. So they just, that's their claim to fame, so they just keep doing that. But that's one good way to get into a plateau, to where you don't want to get into those type of things. It's gonna naturally happen at some point, but that's when you have to switch up your regimen. Like a plateau is when you basically go and you keep doing what you've been doing to see results, but at some point it's like now your body hit like a roadblock. It's saying, I'm not really feeling like, it's like your body saying, yeah, this is okay. Like if you do something consistency and your body gets used to it, it'll be able to perform under that stress level. So it doesn't really feel challenged as much. So the muscles that might normally activate when the exercise is more challenging might not. To where they like, all right, now your body is accustomed to this exercise that you're doing or how you're doing it. So you have to make your body confused, to where when your body's confused, it responds more because it doesn't know what you're throwing at it. So it has to be more alert. So it has to be activated more readily. So then when you do that, you make sure that your body utilizes that focus of being, I don't know, under that state of confusion. Because muscle confusion is what helps get you the most results with your form and your rest, your diet, all those things. So basically, sorry for jumping around. I don't know if it really was jumping around because I had to like lay down the line of some things, because certain information people might not be privy to. They might say, wait, hold up, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm not supposed to just do cardio? Somebody told me I should just do cardio only. Or I'm trying to see abs, somebody told me just do cardio and just do high reps. That's another thing. I was gonna stop the video, my fault. One thing, misconception people have is, oh, I'm trying to get cuts, so I'm gonna just do light weights and do 1,000,000 reps and that's how I'm gonna get cut. Like, no, like, getting cut is your body fat and water weight. So the amount of body fat and water weight that you possess is gonna show how much definition you have. So even if you didn't work out and you just dieted and you did a certain level of exercise, like cardio maybe, you didn't do any weights or any calisthenics, depending on how your body is at a certain stage, if you have a lot of excess fat, that's another thing which I talked about before. But if you're like fairly slim, you might show some level of definition, and it might seem like you did some kind of workout when all you did was lose body fat and water weight, and the natural muscles that we all have underneath, all of those cuts is underneath everybody. So when you take away the layers of fat, so if this person achieves that, someone might assume, okay, this person just did that and they got cut from that, so I'm gonna listen to them. Or the person says, oh, all I did was a lot of reps and then I got cut from that. The thing here is, it's like, it's true and it's not true. Because the thing is this, the reason why it's true in a sense is because you're developing that muscle. So if you do a number of repetitions to develop that muscle and you consistently do it, that muscle will develop. Like what I talked about, if somebody just continually only does that part of their body, they'll show development. However, the thing is, when you do that, you limit other parts of your body if you overwork one part. But also, the thing is, you're not gonna see as much results when you just only do high reps and thinking you're gonna see cuts. Like, the high reps is gonna give you some form of cardio, so that in a sense also gives you that definition where it's not geared specifically towards definition, is more for endurance. But you will get some of that as a side effect because of what you're doing. So in that sense, you can get cuts doing high reps, but that's not what high reps is for. High reps is for endurance, making your muscle be able to maintain a level of intensity at a certain rate for an extended period of time. And that's the same thing with doing strength. Strength is also doing that. Strength is maintaining a certain level of high intensity with low reps for a certain period of time, which would normally be a shorter period of time. And your rest period would be higher. And during endurance, your rest period would be lower. So when you do these things, they work together in conjunction once you do them separately. Like, they show you the combination when you actually do activities and things like that. You'll see, all right, if you play a sport, you might be able to run longer, but then also you might be able to jump higher. Or like, you can, if you play football and you tackle, like you're on defense or whatever, and you tackle and you normally don't do legs as much, but you do cardio, so you have endurance with your legs, so you could run long with them. But because you started doing more weight training with your legs and maybe some calisthenics with your legs and plyometrics, you're actually getting more strength from your legs, to where when you drive into the ground and try to tackle somebody, you have more power and you feel it. Like, that's the application of you doing both exercises or types of exercises and seeing the benefit of it and what it actually does. Like, so that's how you know what you're actually doing, not just listen to somebody, they tell you something, but they don't really know what they're trying to tell you. They heard it somewhere and it sounds good, so they tell it to you, and then now they have you doing something that's not really benefiting you. So I'm going to close the video with this, because I could go on all day about working out. That's my love for forever. But till next time, I'm going to come back with try to come back with another workout video, because I haven't posted for too long. So I'm going to try to come back with that. And if y'all have questions, leave me some in the comments. You could like, subscribe, whatever. If you don't, it's cool. Holla at me.